Good morning and welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Mark McGregor and today I'm going to take you for a walk around a car that I'm genuinely excited about. 2012 HSV Clubsport, and this car's only done 24,000 kilometres. Had the pleasure of driving this car last night just to ensure that it's as good as what we were told it is. Starting off at the front of the car, as you can see, finished in metallic grey, presents extremely well. Being a 12 model, we've got our daytime running lamps, we've got our driving lights directly below that. Obviously full body kit on this car, but really importantly, look at the presentation of the paintwork. Virtually unmarked. It's like it's just come out of the factory. As we move around to the driver's side of the car, obviously fitted with the Pentagon alloy wheels, and they're virtually unmarked all around the car. I've actually had a good scan around the car before we started this video. Virtually brand new tyres all round. Our distinctive HSV badging. We've got colour-coded exterior mirrors and door handles, and then of course the distinctive Clubsport badging on the bottom of our rear doors. And as we move down the car, as you can see, the paintwork, presentation, all around this car. I've had a really good study of this car, spent a fair bit of time looking at it in my garage last night as well. As we get to the rear of the car, there's a few things I want to point out. It does have the Walkaround exhaust from the catalytic converter back, so certainly gives it a really good note, which we'll demonstrate to you a little bit later. Does have a factory tow pack as well, which gives us the ability to tow 1.6 tonne, obviously fitted with our factory spoiler as well, and then of course our distinctive 317 badging on the boot lid as well. Still trying to find a scratch on this car, but struggling to do that. As we move down the passenger side of the car, it's just, you know, I film a lot of videos and sometimes I get really excited about a car, and this is certainly one of them. It's just really beautiful in its presentation. So we're back around at the front of the car now. We're going to talk about a few things that this car's had actually done to it. Firstly, we'll start off with the fact that it's build number 31 in a limited edition series. This car's been to Walkinshaw Performance Centre, and it's had the Walkinshaw air intake. As I mentioned earlier, it's also had the Walkinshaw 3-inch power pack put on it. So that's where our exhaust from the cat back comes from. And the other important thing with the enhancement, it is pushing 272.6 kilowatts at the rear wheels. Really important information, super performance. Just back around at the rear of the clubby now. We'll just have a bit of a look at the storage area in the back. More importantly, once again, as you saw from the exterior, the way it presents, look at the boot, it's like new. Doesn't look like any luggage has ever been stored in there. Underneath the cover, full-size alloy wheel, as is standard with the HSVs. It's always a black alloy as the spare, and it is a brand new tyre, so never been on the car. So here we are inside the Clubsport now, and we'll just run through all of the interior, just showing you obviously what it has in it. Once again, more importantly, paying attention to the fact that it still presents like brand new. We've got our auto headlights, of course, so they will detect darkness and turn themselves on automatically. Our factory cruise control settings on our indicator stalk. We've got a height and reach adjustable steering wheel, so set yourself up into a nice comfortable position. I like it about there. Push that lever up on our steering column, we're locked away. On our right hand side of our steering wheel, we've got our volume control for our stereo. That is also the Bluetooth button as well, just by depressing the actual knob. We've got our navigation there also. Being a Clubsport, not a GTS, it doesn't have EDI, but does have the navigation. On our left hand side, we've got our trip computer, just feeding us all the information on our dashboard. As we mentioned earlier, only 24,000 Ks, gives us tyre pressures, basically everything that the car's been doing. 24,237 kilometres. Audio button at the top, just to flick between stations or tracks if we're playing a CD, and changing stations as well there, so all of our audio. Moving into the centre section now, obviously we've got our 3 gauges at the top, basically measuring what our battery's charging at, oil temperature and oil pressure as well. Here's our multi-function screen here. Obviously we've just got our map up at the moment. As you can see, he's also fitted with reverse camera from factory. Have a look at the clarity of that picture. It's just spot on. Put it back into neutral and it just reverts back to nav. Or if we want to go to audio, we've got our audio up. Down below that, our master controls for our audio, and then our dual zone climate control air conditioning. Obviously fairly warm in Melbourne today. We've got that running at a fairly high fan speed, but nice and quiet in its operation. A little coin holder there, traction control button as well. If you can see that, I'll move the shifter out of the way. A six-speed manual gearbox, which of course is what you want in a Clubsport, especially one like this that's been enhanced the way it has been. Manual button to lock and unlock our doors. Our controls for our exterior mirrors and our power windows. Cup holders there of course, and just inside we've got our lock nuts in there, and then of course we've got our auxiliary input and another 12-volt outlet as well. Cloth interior in the Clubsport. Obviously we've got our factory Clubsport seats, which are like a racing seat really. Really comfortable, as you can see, present as new. Factory car mats as well. Airbag safety, you can't get much better. 6 airbags, front side curtain airbags. So of course it's a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. So you're getting performance and safety. And then obviously with only 24,000 Ks on the clock, it's only had its 2 services, initial service, and then of course 10,000 K service at Penfolds, and we would have just done an intermediate service, which we have. So this car ticks every box. So in summary, I've brought this car into the showroom, and this is where it's actually going to stay. It's nearly Christmas, but the car will probably be sold during the Christmas break. A few things to recap on: 317 kilowatts of power, 550 Newton meters of torque. Bearing in mind this car has been to Walkinshaw Performance Centre, so it has had the Walkinshaw air intake, it's had the Walkinshaw 3-inch exhaust, it's pushing 272.6 kilowatts at the rear wheels, does have coil-over height adjustable suspension as well, and only 24,000 kilometres. This is definitely the car that you want to own. Give us a call on 9907055. and one of our staff will be able to help you further. And just to finish off at the end, just listen to the burble from the exhaust, and we'll get Kylie to give us an idea of the sound. You can't beat that.